What were the accomplishments of Pericles? Pericles destroyed Athens and subjected its citizens to plague and death, from which he suffered himself. In addition, his political tendencies tend to be described as demagoguery and tyrannical. The military policies is hawkish, ill-planned, and ultimately unsuccessful. However, Pericles, despite his many substantial failings, he transformed Athens into one of the most powerful Greek city-states. First, his political reforms empowered the democratic tendencies of Athenian politics. Second, his cultural improvements ranged across a wide spectrum of disciplines. And third, his military efforts were designed to expand Athens' imperial power and diminish the Spartan threat. Although it was a democracy before, Pericles allowed it to flourish. First are his political reforms. He made a form of radical democracy. He started the Golden Age of Athens. His name means surrounded by glory, and some said he should be called the first citizen of Athens. He used the Delian League, which was formed in 477 BC, to lead them through war. He was the first Athenian politician to attribute importance to philosophy. Coming to power, he persecuted against his opponent, Simon, for helping the Spartan threat. He also used almost anything to get his way, especially with democracy. He ushered in radical democracy. Quote, Pericles profoundly deepened the democratic character of the Athenian constitution, unquote, said Milan Olejnik. He paid citizens to do normal duties. Plutarch didn't like this, but these included being paid for the military, jury duty, legal business of the empire, and service on state boards. Some think this was dirty and just a way to get more votes, but it worked. He accused Simon for helping the Spartans during the Peloponnesian Wars. Because he wanted power, he turned Athens into an empire. He also encouraged Athenian culture to flourish. Under Pericles, the construction of the Acropolis in Parthenon began. He led one of the most ambitious programs in Greek history. Pericles embarked on one of the most ambitious building reforms in all of Greek history. He's one of the three greatest builders in history. He started the construction of many simple temples. Laborers received wages, and of course there were many skilled workers, but there was also a lot of manpower needed, which were all paid too. This led to more jobs in Athens. The combination of the democracy and money from the Delian Pact led to Athens focusing on the arts. This includes Polygnotus, Aeschylus, Euripides, Aristophanes, Hippocrates, Herodotus, Phidias, and many more. This even includes Anaxagoras, who influenced Pericles and is known for his at the time, extremely materialistic views. This was especially with the moon and sun. He said, quote, "Everything has a natural explanation. The moon is not a god, but a great rock, and the sun a hot rock," unquote, said Anaxagoras. Socrates also lived in Athens during this time period. Pericles also was accomplished with his military efforts, although it didn't end up working out very well for him. Before and more, the Athenians had prepared by moving entirely within the city. However, this couldn't last forever. At the beginning of the Second Peloponnesian War, during a funeral oration, Pericles said that, quote, "Grief is felt not so much for the want of what we have never known as for the loss of that which we have been so long accustomed," unquote. Soon after it began, Pericles died. In the book, The History of the Peloponnesian War, Thucydides makes it clear his death was more for Athens. It was also a death for Athens because those that came after him cared more about popularity than being effective, and this led a doomed city to ruin. Other historians keep consistent with this. After his death, as Athens' intellectual, cultural, and spiritual darkness began. This continued for at least the next 30 years, which accumulated to the execution of Socrates. But despite of this, Pericles' war efforts, along with his political reforms and cultural improvements, shows that he did truly transform Athens into one of the most powerful Greek city-states, even if he had many flaws about him. Thank you.